Hello. Thank you. Welcome to the 4th Quantum Philosophy Workshop. I am here with the author of Quantum Philosophy, William Humphrey.
Hello, everyone.
Today William is going to go into further detail about quantum philosophy. If you have already purchased the book, this section will help to further clarify some of the concepts. I hope you have your thinking caps on.
Today, I'm going to talk about quantum philosophy's concept of reality.
How does quantum philosophy view reality?
Reality is based on a person's interpretation of truth. This means each person's reality is tailored to their own understanding. Reality is a personalized perception of energy.
So, you're saying that all people have their own reality?
In a sense, this is true. Knowledge is based on physical energy. This means knowledge is focused on objects. Knowledge is objective. However, understanding is subjective.
How does defining knowledge in this way help us to understand reality?
Understanding is based on the application of knowledge. The reason this is important is because reality is based on knowledge. Knowledge actually affects brain processes. Another way of saying this is, what you learn affects how you think.
You mean to tell me that the things that I learn affects my ability to think? Wow. Can you give an example?
I'll just say this. Everything that you go through affects the brain. It gets stored in the brain, and it is utilized without you being aware. The brain processes millions of bits of information every second, but you're only aware of a small amount. This means that you notice more than you are aware of. The more we have answers given to us through our technology, the less our brains exercise the ability to think beneath the surface. In other words, our brain becomes focused on managing a high traffic of information, instead of focusing on the fullness of one topic.
If I understand you correctly, what you are saying is what you learn is just as important as how you learn.
It takes a fraction of a second for the brain to decide what to make of energy. Because all of our senses are based on this interpretation of energy. And the interpretation of energy has a delay. This means that our concept of reality is never current. This is significant because truth is what is actual. Truth is what is in the now. In a fraction of a second, the brain converts the truth into reality. This is why reality and truth are two distinct topics.
Are there any other differences between truth and reality, other than this delay?
Quantum physicists have an experiment that they call the measurement problem. Basically, it proves that the act of observing changes the properties of physical reality. This means that, just by looking at the physical, changes it. Looking at the physical makes things more real. Also, quantum physics' concept of superpositioning says that objects are in multiple locations at the same time, but when you acknowledge its existence, it manifests into one place. I do not know if these thoughts are true, but they make me think about the essence of reality in different ways.
What did you mean when you said converts the truth?
What makes reality so unique to all individuals is the fact that we all have different things that affect our perceptions. Remember, the things we learn affect how we think. The things that affect our interpretation of energy is what I call lenses. Lenses have a screening effect. This screening effect gives lenses the ability to enhance or misconstrue your reality.
Are there types of lenses?
Yes, you have your physical lenses, which are your sensory organs.
You mean my eyes, ears, nose, skin and tongue are lenses?
Your eyes are an organ that gives you sight. Your skin is the organ that gives you the sense of touch. Your tongue gives you the ability to taste. Your nose gives you the ability to smell.
I understand this, but I don't see how my organs are lenses. They don't seem to have the ability to change my reality.
I am going to give an example of these lenses changing your experience. When you are looking at a piece of cake, You may start to salivate at the sight of the cake. When you smell the cake, it enhances your desire for it. These enhancements heightens your perception. Reality is related to your level of consciousness. Your organs respond to perceptible consciousness. The more perceptible consciousness, the more brilliant your experience. It has been proven that without the sense of smell, food does not taste the same. This is because you have less perceptible consciousness of the cake.
I now understand. The same influence, like a cake, affects your organs in different ways. Your nose perceives the smell, while your tongue perceives the taste. And when they are together in harmony, your experience is amplified.
Exactly. Another type of lens is your mindset. The mind uses past experiences to gauge current events. This means things that happened in our past affect the way we view things today.
Okay, I understand. What you are saying is, when I do my daily routine, I remember the routine and it becomes automatic.
Yes, also let's say someone is about to fight.
Okay.
Your mind will recall a time when you were in a fight, to help you relate to the fight that you are currently witnessing. This means your view of the fight is personalized.
Okay, so your memories help to personalize your reality. I never realized that my past affects me on that level.
Memories are much more important than just something that enhances your experiences. It is another tool that helps us to see the big picture. Memories are a clue to truth.
I think I know where this is going. You are saying that memories are part of the human condition. And if I remember the last episodes correctly, you will now say that memories are a message from the divine saying, and I quote, "I want you to know."
Yes, you were right. Now you are doing my job. The design of memories is God's way of saying, "I want you to know."
Very funny. But I still don't understand what God wants us to know through the design of memories.
To answer this question, we must review quantum philosophy's primary principle. Do you remember what it is?
Yes. Quantum philosopher's primary principle is, God is everywhere.
If God is everywhere, then God is not a being.
God is a spiritual being. What do you mean by God is not a being?
No, God is not a spiritual being, or any other type of being. Let me explain. Things that exist within the realm of reality are beings. All beings have dimensions. All beings have definable factors. All beings have limitations. In quantum philosophy, God has none of these attributes. God does not have an arm, or a leg, or a head, or any other type of identifiable parts. For example, if there was a spiritual being, like an angel here in this room, we could point to it and say, "Hey, that is an angel." But because God is infinite, God is here in this room right now, but we still cannot point and say, "Hey, that is God."
Okay, I understand what you are saying, but how does this help us to understand God, or the message that God is telling us?
Sorry, but I have to answer this question with another question.
Okay, what is your question?
When you remember something, what is it that you are actually doing?
Let's see. When I remember something, I am recalling events that happened in the past. I am recreating events in my mind.
Exactly. To remember is to recreate actions or motion, and also space, within the mind. If you wanted to, you could play out a person's whole life in your mind, within a matter of minutes.
Though this is true, I don't see how this is relevant. How does defining memories in this way help to explain reality?
How vivid do you think God's memories are? Wait, let me ask a different question. If God has no physical or spiritual body, where does God's memories manifest?
Wow, I get it. If God is everywhere, then God's memories are also everywhere. And what God remembers is so vivid that when God's memories manifests, it is real. You are saying that our reality is actually God's memories.
You got it. God never forgets. Also, God vividly remembers all things at the same time. When we go to work each day in reality, this is God remembering that I went to work today. Time does not separate one moment from another. This concept disputes the concept of linear time, while promoting the concept of parallel universes. Furthermore, my perception is a delayed version of the current moment.
This is very heavy. I understand most of what you are saying, but not everything.
Reality has multiple levels. Each level is designed to create more continuity in reality. This means that each level makes reality seem more real. In the next episode, I will talk more about the other layers of reality.
Wow, that is interesting. Well, we are now out of time. William, is there anything you would like to say to the people watching this video before we leave?
Thank you for watching. Please visit my site at www.letsdebateableonline.com. If you have not yet purchased the book Quantum Philosophy, please pick it up. There is much more enlightening information to be understood.
Please show this video to all your friends and family. Goodbye.